Garn Sao. At least Garn Sao in its upward form. Now people will argue and debate around the names. They go, this is Garn Sao, this is Shman Sao, Bong Da, like who cares? It's a movement of your arm. That's what's important. Can you put the state into the movement? Not are you using the correct pronunciation of a term. So I'm just going to call this upward Garn Sao because this is the downward part of the Garn Sao, and this is upward Garn because it's different to Tan in that you're not coming straight forward in this way. You're coming more upward and around in this semicircular fashion. Now, from this part of the form, you can think of it, if you're thinking in applications terms, as coming around a force. So I'm not directly, as Carson puts pressure in towards me, I'm not directly fighting up into him and trying to hit through here, although it is possible to do that if you're in state, you can actually just hit through. But I'm looking to use the contact point as a fulcrum to come around that, to come through. So you can use that for striking through, or striking, better would be to say striking around. You see I'm coming around the contact point. Rather than directly fighting in, I'm coming around the fulcrum in order to create an angle so I can crack through with a strike. So this motion here, the upward part of the Garn Sao. Now, you practice that on the dummy, you practice it with your partners, but in regards to the application here, what's happening? From this position, the shoulder joint, as usual, rotates to turn the elbow in towards the center, and it's like a fulcrum around this point. You can think of it in that way if you want to, but ultimately you're just bringing your hand up through the center as the shoulder rotates to bring the elbow in towards the center plane. Now, in regards to combat, you could think of it as like an upward strike. So it's kind of similar to an uppercut, except you're taking less of an arc, because uppercuts are normally more arcing, whereas this takes a bit more of a direct plane with the hand. And that could be coming straight into the throat, or coming up through into the neck, or coming up into the chin. And it can also be utilized perhaps when you're in contact on the inside part of someone's arm to come inside and through, or even if you're on the outside, yeah, from here, the Garn Sao movement to come through, yeah. So there are, offensive and defensive applications as usual. So, my hand might be in a lower position, the strike comes through, you can use that coming up and around like so I'm still going directly towards him, but there's like a circular motion of the elbow towards my center and to him, yeah? So you do have a defensive nature, but also an offensive nature as per usual. Now, rotation, guys, you can really easily think about that, like I've mentioned earlier. Just feel your shoulder joints. How do they move, okay? And you can use that awareness to take yourself out of using force, right? So the rotation of the structure. But the upward part of the Garn Sao is a very simple movement, similar to Tan Sao, except it's aiming more upward. So that's just a few little ideas and a bit of context around that part of the form. And we'll go into our exercises next. If you have any questions or comments, put them into the community section, and we look forward to seeing you in our next lesson.